You won the title of Best Model and Mr. Elegant in GladRags 2006, and
Exactly.
now you are being noticed in India and around. Are you the next Kelly Doji?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but I would say I'm following his footsteps. And Kelly Doji, having his own identity, I think I would also do something very similar to what he's been doing. But we have our own milestones to achieve, because Kelly Doji, he's more into Tamil films these days, and believe me, he's really successful in the South Indian industry. So it might take me some time as of now, because I'm really concentrating on modeling as of now. And apart from that, also, I've set up an academy in Bangalore. So maybe in another year's time, I'm planning to take up an acting course and become a professional actor, and then let's see, eventually I might just turn my ways into the silver screen.
Okay. Tell us about your journey from Bhutan to walking the ramp.
That's a long story. I would call that an epic, in fact. But yes, I started off in Bangalore, and I had no intentions of joining the fashion industry. But it was my father who told me to take up a course in microbiology, since I'm a science student. So yes, thinking that as of now, information technology being the trend, you never know. They could just evolve, and people are diverting their interest towards biotechnology. So microbiology being a subject very close to biotechnology, I thought of taking, saying why not? You never know. As the trend might change, you might be in demand one day.
Yeah.
So I took up the course, but believe me, I completed the course, honestly speaking, but it just didn't turn out to be in my league, I did up with the college fashion show, and eventually my enthusiasm for fashion just started growing.
Okay.
And the passion started building, and then I was like, okay, full on for modeling after that, because I won the top model, the top model contest. And after that, I won a few assignments here and there for Kingfisher and all those things, and started off with small professional modeling in Bangalore. And it was my grandmother, in fact, who told me to try out for the GladRags contest, which is considered the most prestigious contest, in fact. So I just said, why not? Okay, maybe I'll just graduate, and then after graduating, I just gave in my entries for the contest, and then surprisingly, I was selected.
Okay.
And Maureen Wadia, the chairman of GladRags, she personally questioned me, shooted me a question, as in way she asked me, men are smart, but women are smarter. Do you agree with my concept? And I said, yes, I totally agree with the concept. Because as the saying goes, behind every successful man, there is a woman. Because there's a phrase saying that. No, so it's like bang on. Okay. I didn't add anything further than that. Because eventually when you mature, you're bound to get married, right? So, which is the source that you seek moral support from? It's eventually going to be your wife. So that's exactly, because we cannot make our own decisions later on in life. So I'll tell you about what I'm talking about this renew thing as well, later on. It's in fact your partner, your life partner, who's going to be there for you always, 24/7, who's going to support you in and out, who's going to morally guide you. If you're doing anything wrong, she's always going to be there for you, because it's your wife eventually. So that's why I'm saying, if you happen to be successful, the credit has to go to your wife.
Yeah.
So that's what exactly I mean about the whole phrase.
Okay, so the credit goes to your wife?
I'm not married, in fact. As of now, I have my career.
I'm sure that if you say that you're married, then many of the women out there, their hearts will be broken.
Well, I have to be modest on that part.
Okay, what are the challenges that you face in a competitive market like India?
It's not only about the brain, but it's not only about the brawn, but it's also the brain. So brain and brawn together, that's how you make a perfect winner, right? So yeah, we come across a lot of North Indians, in fact, from Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, a lot of talents there. So there are a lot of contestants in my time who had come down there, and I faced a lot of challenges. There was this guy named Adil, in fact, but I was surprised as he just left the contest because of some contract problem as such. Okay. He was really talented, and I found that, that kind of a competition was there between he and myself. Yes, in fact, it all depends on the way you speak, depends on the way you dress up. So there was a lot of competition in the contest.
Is it difficult being noticed in a competitive market like India?
Well, being an Oriental, in fact, from Bhutan, and most of the northeastern states like Nagaland, Mizoram, we have to first create our own niche. We have to create a milestone. We have to achieve a milestone, as in way we create our own niche in the glamour industry. Otherwise, no, because we are not much in demand. That's how the trend is, in fact, in Bombay or be it in South India. Unless we make a mark and we have achieved something, then only people start recognizing you. That's the same goes for Kelly Dorji. Now he's being recognized because he's already established his name in Bombay. He's done a lot of films like Ek Ajnabi with Amitabh Bachchan. He's done few of good films, in fact, whereby he was recognized, and then the South Indian film industry from Hyderabad recognized him, and then he was asked to do this negative role for Don opposite Nagarjuna, if you're aware of him. He is one of the biggest stars in South India. And in fact, he was applauded for that. He won the Best Negative Role Award in the South Indian film industry, Kelly Dorji. So he's really successful as of now. He's like going up.
And you said that John Abraham is one of your inspirations.
Yes.
So you worked together with him in a commercial ad. So how was the experience?
He was always there by my side, in fact, because he knew I was a newcomer and I was not pretty much familiar to the camera. So as in way, I was the only one to say the official dialogue about how many you have, man. That is the official dialogue for the fast track classes. So I happened to be a kind of a waiter out there, the second lead, in fact, and John Abraham was there. And as in way, there is a line of girls trying to imitate his actions. So I just look at that whole scenario and I get amused. Then I go and pass over the bill to him. Then I say the dialogue. So it was that particular moment, as in way I say the dialogue, he was like really assisting me because he was not needed for the shot. It was my close-up shot.
So you must be gaining a lot of popularity these days.
not to a celebrity status as such, but it's just a starting off point, which is like a booster for you, a moral booster. It makes you go on and on again, because it also acts as a source of inspiration, I should say, because you feel that you have done something in life, and then when people come and recognize you, aren't you that familiar guy, the guy I saw you on TV, or aren't you that this and that? When they say that, it feels good from inside, and it wants to make you go on and on. You want to do something in life again. You want to do something bigger in life. So yes, I've come across many scenarios like that in Bhutan itself and in India. As in way, I was going to watch a movie, in fact. And that just happened to be after Glad Rags, and then a bunch of girls just came up to me and they're asking me if you are that guy we saw in the contest and this and that. And then I said, well, I didn't know what to say because they seemed quite anxious, So, okay, I said like, okay, fine, let me give it a go. And I said, yes. And they were like asking for my autograph and they want to click pictures with me. And it felt really good, in fact. It felt good.
Okay, and do you ever go through some nervous times also during these shoots?
Nervousness is an instinct, I should say. Everyone goes through that, even Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan, you name it. But it's up to how you proceed after being nervous, It's up to how you handle your nervousness. Because if you tend to show to the audience or the spectators that you are nervous, then you will be nervous. And then you will fumble with your words and whatsoever. If you're giving a speech or something, you'll just tend to fumble with your words. But if you know how to handle that, take in a deep breath and say, okay, fine, I'm all alone over here and I'm just delivering this speech to myself, You should just imagine in that way. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Are you working on anything in Bhutan in terms of modeling or choreography?
As of now, I'm here in Bhutan for a social cause, in fact, because I have plans of setting up an academy that is mentioned in my previous article in Bhutan Times, an academy of modeling as such, but it doesn't necessarily have to be modeling like I mentioned earlier. It has to do with personality development. If it has to do with a candidate who's coming to my academy, I categorize him into which slot he fits in, and then from there I see what potential does he have, and according to that I groom him.